You're about to see an interview I just recorded yesterday with Andrew Chua in Singapore, where he talks about how he got $2,600 in sales and a whole bunch of leads in 11 days. I just got a message from him as I'm sat here in the car park waiting for my daughter to finish a gymnastics lesson. And I thought I'd share it with you to give you some more context for this interview. He's actually made another 4,600 or 4,000 and some $100 sales in the next day, 24 hours after our interview. So that's now over $6,000 of sales in 12 days with what he's going to talk about in this interview. So I thought that'd be worth mentioning, right, when someone triples the results. So enjoy the interview. Big shout out, congrats to Andrew, and I'm looking forward to seeing his success. Hope you enjoy the interview.
Okay, welcome everyone to this another interview. I love doing these. You know, you probably get sick and tired of hearing about my story, so it's always cool to bring someone else in, hear about their background, and when they're getting new results in network marketing. I know that's inspiring. You know, I remember when I first started, I'd look at some people with these amazing results and I'd be like, man, will I ever get there? How do I get there? So I think it's really useful to take different people, their approach, and then share that with you so you can understand how to do that. So today we have Andrew Chua, and Andrew is a customer of mine through the Home Business Accelerator. He's getting appointments in the diary and he's working his way through that program. I just wanted him to share the results that he got and how he's been able to do that. So welcome to the interview, Andrew. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks, Richard, for having me. Very excited.
Good. Yeah, good. Are you in Singapore? Am I correct? Is that over where you are?
Yes, I am in Singapore.
Whereabouts in Singapore? Are you like in the center or?
In the west side of Singapore, actually. We call it Jurong, yeah, here.
Oh, cool. I visited Singapore a few years ago. Like, I was amazed by the efficiency of the people over there. Like, everybody is so, like, the water system was amazing, like how they get the clean water there, the reclaimed land.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an amazing country. I think in the years to come, it will be a really big economy over there because there's such smart techniques happening with the pollution and everything else. So that's really good. So let's let the kind of everybody know, what was your first introduction into network marketing? So I think people are always interested to know, well, how do I sign more people up? So when was the first introduction to you to the first network marketing company that you were ever in?
I think looking back 8 years ago, when I was 20 years old, the first person who was my high school friend, he introduced me to network marketing. So I was in the company for around 3 years, but unfortunately, right, it was a pyramid scheme. So we were jumping from projects to projects. And at the end of the day, we lost, I got myself in around $20,000 of debt because I trusted the wrong people, so on and so forth. Thereafter, just 4 years ago, I was approached by this stranger on the street.
Mm-hmm.
And she shared with me network marketing again.
Yeah.
So little did I know that I will go back into it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been building this network marketing business with my current company for the past 4 years right now.
Excellent. That's an amazing variation. How one occasion knew the person really well, second occasion never met them before, and that's a really strong takeaway message for people who are listening or watching, because often people are trying to find the perfect situation to generate a lead or to sign somebody up. Or I won't prospect this person because, and there's all these limiting beliefs. We can see right here and hear from Andrew that, 2 occasions that got him started, completely different. So it's more about the technique and how you approach somebody, build that rapport and have that targeting that counts. So it's good that you never look back from that negative situation as well, that you came through that and still stuck with it. What was your initial experience like in the new company? So did you take some lessons from what you'd done before? How did you begin this 4 years ago now?
I think back then, the method of operating the business was the traditional network marketing methods when it comes to prospecting, coming out with a name list, approaching friends and family members. It did create some results for me, to be very honest.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was facing a roadblock. I mean, at least 2 years ago, I felt that my results were stagnant. And even I was able to create sales for myself, I wasn't able to duplicate that.
Yes.
My team members weren't able to duplicate that. That was when I met you just recently.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very similar journey to mine. Like, my HBA program is very much the solutions I created to the problems that I had first. Like, I was the first customer, if you like. So, there seems to be like a timeline that goes in most network marketers' career. we fail at first. There's some kind of failure. For yourself, it was the wrong people, the wrong company. For me, it was my techniques. I wasn't really knowing what I was doing. Then we stumble upon something that we can get some results with. Then we realize there's a ceiling to those results. It's like there's only 24 hours in a day. I can't do any more. And we're either trying to out-sponsor the decline, or we're trying to get our team to do something. And I found systemizing what I did and actually simplifying it was really when I got big duplication. When I had to try and teach people everything that I knew in a phone call or a weekly meeting, they just wouldn't stick at it. But when I could actually give them some quick wins and have a system where 70-80% of the work had already been done for them, they were happy to put that last 30-20% in, and then they got a result. And now the confidence grew, and it took me to the fourth fastest growing team in the entire company, even within the first year. So it works really well with a systemized approach. So since finding me, since investing in my program, what sort of improvements and changes have you started to make to your approach to start to get these appointments in the diary?
Over the past 11 days, right? I mean, as when I started implementing the system that you taught, I got 20 new leads for the past 11 days. I got
20
2
leads
new
in 11
signups.
days?
Yep.
Oh,
20
wow,
new
that's
leads.
really good. Yeah.
2 new signups and a total of around $2,617 in sales.
Nice. That's really good. I didn't know. That's a nice surprise. Like, I knew you were getting appointments in the diary. So 20 leads, 2 sales, just over $2,500 in actual money earned. That's amazing. That's right. I'm really pleased for you. And you could probably see my face light up, because once you get that initial, like 11 days is not long to get a result, right? Once you get that initial result, like, you can do that as many times as you want. That's the beauty of a systemized approach. You start to gradually refine the process as you progress through the program. I know you're only a little bit into it right now, but as you progress through the program, you'll see how you can chisel off time, and you're able to now reach as many people as you want. And the numbers start to go crazy at that point. So how's it feel then? How's it feel making those sales and getting those leads and doing that in a predictable way?
Definitely happy, and I'm very excited because I can see how my team members are able to duplicate what I do moving forward. Because back then I was able to create some results, but it was a lot of me, doing the hunting.
Yes.
Doing the hunting. But right now, I mean, with your system, I'm able to, I'm aware that I'm able to create this system that can predictably attract people into my business.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, we are a business, and often we're not taught this. There's many network marketing companies out there that are really, really great companies. You have a great product, I love this industry. It changed my life. But it's really sad to see so many companies refuse to teach this type of thing. I really wish they'd hire me. Like, I really wish they'd come and say, of course I do financially. Yeah. I'd love Amway to come and be an affiliate for my products. Of course, that would be, retire at the beach, but not just the money. It's about the impact. There's so many people out there like ourselves. You had a bad experience with the first time the company. I went through 3 companies trying to get my dream, trying to keep a roof over my head, debts mounting up, completely lost. And every time I went back to somebody, same information: make your list, speak to everybody that you know, go to random strangers. And it was so upsetting to feel like a disappointment to your family, like, I'm letting them down. I should be getting better results. That's the main thing that drives me, because I want to see more people, whatever their goals are, they're so close. It's like just this invisible wall, and they're so close. And I know with a little bit of education and the right system, they could take that step, as you have. And it's just a case of bravery, being brave enough to seek that out and actually go and do it. So what's the big goal you're working on now then? So in your company, obviously you're probably looking at rank advancing and things now. You'd be able to do that much simpler now. Why are you looking to move through the company? What's your ultimate goal for you? Where do you see your lifestyle in a year or two's time?
For me, I mean, I went through one of the modules where I actually plan what I want to achieve in the next 1 year. For me, it was definitely to be job free, because currently I'm still working as sales.
Okay.
Having a full-time job as well while building this business is to be job free by August next year. Yeah. And of course, to earn that income, $11,600 to supplement my lifestyle, and of course, to have ample more time to spend with my family.
Yeah.
I think the good thing about one of the
modules
that I learned, one of the modules that I learned was because back then when I was building my business, right, I was doing it aimlessly. I didn't know where I want to go. And when you mentioned if I do not know my numbers in my business, I do not have a business. That actually hit me pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Yep.
you're one of the in Home Business Accelerator. It gives me it's like a GPS. When I'm
Yes.
driving, I know that I will actually achieve my goal as long as I stick to it.
Yeah,
It's just a
that's
matter of time.
excellent. Yeah, it's really good. I love that vision, and you know, the changes and improvements in your life. It's so cool to see, you know, how well put together your business now is. Like most network I speak to a lot of network marketers. I'll ask them about their goals. They can't tell me anything specific, or they'll pick a number they don't even know why. Right? You know, for yourself, it's like $11,600. August next year, move the job. This is the way I'm going to do it. That's a business. That's how businesses are built. Because what happens is your brain starts to filter out what's not useful for that goal, and it starts to focus on what is. So all of a sudden, you stop this shiny ball syndrome that everybody gets in our industry, right? I used to have it too. What happens if that's easier? What happens if that technique's better? What happens if I should be doing Instagram instead of this? You know, and we start moving sideways. Whereas all of a sudden we can start to very quickly look at something and dismiss it or use it. Will this get me closer or further away to $11,600 by August next year? If it's yes, I'll go. If it's not, well, what am I even paying attention to it for? And you start to develop this laser-like focus where you learn what to say no to. And that's a really important skill for network marketers. Because a lot of people, when we come into this industry, we're coming in and in usually a difficult situation. We need more money, or we want more time, or we've had disappointment. So it's easy to get off track. So that's really, really cool that you've got that solidness, as it were, in your business, and a great goal. So what is the best place for someone to reach you? If someone is like, obviously a lot of times people hear your story, maybe they're even in the Asian market and they want to have somebody, you know, in their time zone, as opposed to, you know, speaking to someone like me out their time zone. You know, a lot of people will be able to relate to your story about having to sacrifice and come back and build up. Where's the best place they can reach out and contact you?
I'm currently on mostly Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Can I send you the link instead?
Of course you can. Yeah, of course you
Yeah,
can.
I can
Send me
send
the
you the
link,
link
and what I'll
instead.
do is I will put the link to whichever one. So if you're listening or you're watching, there'll be Andrew's either Instagram or Facebook. I'll stick the link in the description area. If it's on the podcast, it'll be in the text area. In the YouTube video, it'll be just below the video in the text area there. So if you want to reach out to Andrew just to say congratulations, ask him a question, or maybe you're even looking for a team and you're like, that sounds like the kind of guy who knows where he's going and I'd like to go with him. You know, whatever the reason, you can contact Andrew through that link. Is there one piece of advice you could give to somebody like a network marketer, maybe whether they've got great results or not, they're not the results they like and they're wanting more? With your experience, the last 4 years and the attempt that you had before, over everything you've learned, what would be one piece of advice you could give another network marketer to help them do better in their business and life?
I think based on my personal observation and building this business for the past 4 years, right? I realized the industry is changing. Network marketing itself, how people are doing things is changing. And back then, I wanted to find a way so desperately, which is why I found you. And I'm very sure that this is definitely the way to go right now, which is scaling the business online. And back then, I had zero knowledge about online marketing methods. I had zero knowledge. And in fact, I've also spent close to $30,000 on different programs and mentors.
Yeah.
Yes. However, what I learned, how your program was different, right, was that you really go through step by step. From someone who knows nothing about, I'm not a technological wizard, you go through step by step. So it makes it very easy for me to actually learn and apply.
Sure.
So if you're someone, if you're someone who is watching this and you want to scale, your network marketing business online predictably, I think this is definitely a way to go, going through the Home Business Accelerator program.
Well, thank you for the recommendation. It's great that, and I agree with what you're saying. You know, the industry is changing, as is the world. You know, network marketing is part of this planet, obviously, and as the planet changes and the way we communicate changes, people, the way they, like, how we used to buy a product or join a business or make a decision, it's different today than it was 10, 15 years ago, definitely 70 years ago, which is when these methods of network marketing were first created. The traditional methods that we call are 70 years old now. You know, there was no internet, there was no mobile phone, there was none of these things. I mean, these are way more recent than 70 years. But if we think about how people communicated and made decisions and built trust and built rapport, those are very different nowadays. So we have to, whether we agree with it or not, our opinion is kind of irrelevant. What matters is what the marketplace is actually doing. The people you're looking to sponsor, the people you're looking to sell your product to, the people you're looking to bring into your team, it matters what they think, how they reach a decision, how they build rapport, how they say yes or no. And this is what's reflected in my program, and what should be reflected, whether someone's in my program or not, in their approach. You need to respect the needs of the marketplace. Otherwise, it's just painful for both parties. The audience is like, I don't get this. You're like, I don't get why people aren't saying yes to me. So that's great advice. Take a look at your approach. Is it in reflection, and is it congruent with the decisions you're trying to get? If it's not, you've got to be brave enough to say, okay, whether I know something or not, Andrew had spent 30 grand on programs that hadn't worked. He'd also had zero knowledge, zero excuses. You know, he found a way to make it work, was brave enough to take another shot, and now he's signing up a couple of people every week after only 11 days. That's a big, big step. So thank you for your time, Andrew. I really, really appreciate your time. I've enjoyed listening to your story and your goals, and I'm just really happy for you. I'm really happy that you've got this in place. Only gets better from here as you move through the advanced stage of the program. And anything I can help you with, as you know, just let me know. I'm always happy to help. And it's been great having you.
Appreciate it, Richard. Thank you so much.